Alright, so we got GoldenArk on Death Knight, and I'll be playing Affliction Warlock. Let's roll for turn. I got a 5. Hey, you beat it with a 6.
I'll go first if that's cool.
Yep. Interesting hand. So we've got I added some creature interaction, so that's what we have here is creature interaction. It's a removal spell for whatever, another removal spell for creatures, basically removal spell for creatures. No card draw, only 1 dot. It's okay. It could get a lot better depending on what we draw, so I don't mind mulliganing this hand. Yeah, I'm going to mulligan as well. A lot more solid, just quests to play. We have to have quests in play. I mean, might as well just start playing them. No dots, though, so that just happens sometimes.
Not what I was hoping for.
Yeah. My hand's a little different, so let's just play it out and see how it happens. That's going to hurt. So that's going to prevent 3 damage that I would do pretty much every turn. That is a great card to have on turn 1.
Yeah, I know I said that wasn't what I wanted, but then I realized, hey, it's not so bad.
I'll just play Eye of the Storm and pass.
Sure.
Yeah, that's one of the better turn 1 plays for that deck. Lots of resources here, so not a lot of ways to do shadow damage yet. We can just play Ashnar turn 2 and swing. It'll deal exactly 2 damage because my hero can swing for 2. He'll swing for 2, but that gets absorbed anyways. But it gives our opponent something to have to worry about. It gives us some pressure. We could also just play Dreadsteed pass and then next turn Dark Horizon him and then draw 2. But that would be, we draw a card for Dreadsteed, so we'd be back up to 7. Oh no, we're at 7. So we'd be up to 8. Yeah, 7, or go up to 8. Up to 8 if we draw a card. Down to 7, play a resource. Down to 6, play the Dreadsteed.
Paying 2.
Next turn, untap up to 7. If we just complete the quest, we'll go to 9, and we have 1 mana to do stuff. That doesn't seem right.
Actually,
Let's
no,
just probably just play Ashnar here. And start pressuring. I'll try to play with it sideways like this. Maybe it's a better view. I really don't know. Move that sideboard out of the way.
Ending turn.
Quests ahoy. Okay. If we play Wanton Warlords now, we're still not going to be able to complete that with Ashnar. So I'll just play Dark Horizon, get that into play, and we can play this next turn. Oh, we're playing Drago right now, so kind of favors the deck that has quests, which is me. And I'll pay 2. I'll play this guy into play. So he gives my hero Assault 2, where 2 is this guy's attack. So my hero can deal 2 melee damage to you, and I will. I'll attack you for 2. And that's going to go through. Your extract prevents 2 non-melee damage, basically magic damage, because that's how Death Knights are designed to be. But this guy himself, since he deals Frost, which is not like the swords icon, which isn't melee, that means you'll be able to block his damage every turn.
Sure.
Alright, so we've got lots of quests in hand, which means we're going to start having... We're going to have 5 actual resources, 3 more Dreadsteed triggers. We can even cleanse out our opponent's a good draw quest if he does play one. Chains of
Gotta
Ice.
search for disease.
Yeah, he gets to basically freeze my guy for the rest of the game and search for disease. This card is not a perfect removal spell. In this case, this guy already couldn't really get any damage through. I mean, eventually he would if I put some dots on the opponent and get through this thing. But opponent gets to prevent this guy from attacking and also search his deck for disease, anyone he wants. So it's a nice little 2-for-1. Kind of makes diseases work. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually kill the guy, so I still get to swing for 2 every turn. So
I've got to show you the disease now. I can't remember.
Yeah, you do. You do reveal it. That way, people won't cheat. Plague Strike. Okay, got it. All right, let's untap, draw. I'm playing with my camera on the side. It's kind of awkward, but I'm just trying it out because it might be easier for people to see both sides of the table. Makes sense.
Sure.
I'm gonna swing at your hero for 2 damage. 2 melee damage. Then I'll pay 2 and put a Dreadsteed into play. You can read that for a second if you want, and then I'm gonna go ahead and place this quest into play. We'll do this one. So then this will trigger and shoot your hero for 2 shadow, but that 2 shadow gets absorbed by the extract. So here, if I had a way to remove the chains and I could swing for 2 more, one of these 2 damage would be absorbed by it because it absorbs 3 magical damage, and then the other one just goes to your face. So that's how that would work. I'd have to overcome, like basically this absorbs 3 damage a turn. So it's pretty decent. And since I didn't actually deal shadow damage, I don't know if I can complete this now. I'll just pass.
Okay.
Alright, we can tap this and the Dreadsteed and this guy for 3. So he actually can't complete the quest either. I wasn't sure yet. Oh well. I mean, we only have 3 untapped cards. If I chose not to swing for 2 there, I could have drawn a card, but kind of doing okay in the resource department. We're gonna have 5 actual quests, a removal spell for anything, and then two removal spells for creatures or just burn.
Can this guy still attack?
He is not allowed to attack with your Chains of Ice on him. In fact, let's just move him since he's going to be frozen for pretty much the rest of the game. So the Frost Herald is frozen. Okay. You ever read the flavor text at the bottom of the cards? You know, sometimes you're kind of hanging out. Even in the darkest times, I will do all that I can to aid those in need. Also, he's like a nice guy. Blood Parasite. Token time.
Yeah, I don't have any actually. Do you have any?
Oh, they're up here in the token deck. I already... What are they called? Oh, they spelled it that way. Alright.
Bloodworms or something, aren't they?
Yeah, I already got it out, so... Now this thing sits in play, it spawns those tokens, and then also anytime a token dies, my opponent... Well, anytime a token dies that my opponent controls, he'll heal too. Alright, let's untap. Draw. That'll break through that extract. I don't even need to worry about removing it then. Tokens are going to heal up a fair bit at some point. So the play is play a resource, do shadow damage to one of his creatures, kill it, attack my hero and the other creature, kill it, making all the damage I did pointless. But yeah, whatever. I mean, my opponent maybe starting to take damage force my opponent to play that card. So instead of something else that might develop his board more. So it's play a resource, kill a dude, attack my hero, kill a dude, and then probably complete Dark Horizon because we did shadow damage. It could be that, or just play a Comet Stash.
Your YouTube views.
Oh, the views are not high, but it's a dead game. I'm not really looking at it for views. It's more about the people that are left. It kind of gives them a reason to come back. And I mean, I started it because I wanted to watch some WoW TCG. There's not really much out there, and
No, there's nothing.
nah. So here's a start to it. Let's go ahead and place this quest, and it's going to shoot. I will target one of these blood parasites, kill that off. And you get your heal too. Oh, no, no, yeah, you... I'm not shooting you, just killing off one of your creatures, which heals you for 2. Alright, and then I'll go ahead and complete this quest, which is because my Dreadsteed did shadow damage, so I will flip it over and draw 2. And it costs 1 less to complete. Instead of costing 3, it only costs 2. Gonna draw 2. Alright, quests keep coming in.
In terms of that Dreadstone, can I do anything to either stop it or get rid of it?
Yeah, you'd have to use actual ability removal, not ally-based removal. You'd need to use like the plague strike thing you got. That gives an ally -1 health. That's only for temporarily. But if you had other abilities in your deck, like Frozen Core gives it -2/2. You'd need to play several of them, or you just need to play a card that says like destroy target creature or deal 5 damage to a creature or something like that.
Would Chains of Ice do anything to it? No.
Nah, he can't attack anyways. Mounts aren't allowed to. I'm going to use my hero, and we'll kill off another token. And I'll take 1. Oh no, we're at still at 2. Yeah, you don't get 1 for playing a quest. Alright, I got 2 mana left. What do I want to do?
Actually, I'm supposed to have 1 point on here for my other store.
Yeah, that's fine. Fix yourself up. I think I just pass here. Go ahead. I can complete this thing. Here's 1, 2 cards, 3, 4. I know this guy is Chains of Ice. It just says he can't attack. I can still choose to tap him. So that's going to be the play. End of turn, we'll want Warlords for 2 resources, Mount, and this ally. Actually, if you are interested in making a raid deck, I just made a... on the browser. It's not really a deck, but it's labeled as a deck. I just called it, like, best raiding cards, and it just has a bunch of cards that are best in raids, from my opinion. It's not a deck, it's just a pile of good stuff that people can sort of go, oh, okay. They can see patterns, like
Is
interrupts
that
are
the one
good.
in the Dropbox?
No, no, that's just a stack of decks. The Dropbox is just decks, so you just download it and you get a folder with like 15 or 10 decks or something like that. Those are basically ready to go. All right, so we got our dot now. This won't actually do any damage, so we actually have to get a Kama's Sash and play first. We didn't know we were drawing this. I mean, if that was going to be the play, maybe I would have played a Kama's Sash for our turn 4. Now it looks like we kind of have to take turn 4 off just to play this and do nothing. We'll probably just kill off another token. We'll use a resource shadow damage trigger to kill off the token because I can't do damage to this thing. And then we will just probably play the Sash. Start of the Death Knight's turn, he's going to deal...
the Plague Strike, so... Yep.
Yep. Yep, it's good.
Attack per turn.
Yeah, it's going to deal 1 damage to me at the start of his turn. And also gets to ping a dude and give it -1 health. Yeah, it's good, man. It resolves.
The worm.
Oh, I didn't see what you did with it.
I should have exhausted it, but yeah, it's the worm.
Are you just hitting me for 1?
That's it.
Alright, got it. Little fuzzy, huh? And you had 2 counters on your Eye of the Storm. There you go, you got it. End of turn, I'm going to complete this quest. It just says tap 4 cards, and its cost is not reduced by the Dreadsteed, because it doesn't have anything to pay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll flip that and draw 1. Untap and draw 1. A lot of cards in hand now.
You can't, in terms of rules, you can't have any more than 7 cards at the end of the turn, right?
Yeah, if you have more than 7 at the end of the turn, you have to discard down to 7, which is rarely used as a benefit. So let's play this quest. This comes into play. I'll shoot your other worm for 2 more shadow damage. Just kill that off. so we already talked about this play. We'll play a Kama Sash for 4. And then we got Lucky and Drew Clinging Curse. We'll just go ahead and throw that on him, get some pressure. It's going to be ticking for 2, unpreventable a turn. After that, we'll play Everlasting Affliction and get this game rolling. Alright, I'll do this. My hero is going to hit your hero for 2. I'll play a Kama Sash, making all my spell abilities do unpreventable damage, but not the Dreadsteed, because it says specifically when you deal damage with an ability. So Dreadsteed, I think I've made that mistake in the past, but whatever, we know now. So my Dreadsteed triggers, even though it's from my hero, will not be unpreventable. Alright, that goes up to 3 for playing that. And we'll go ahead and put a dot on you. And we'll pass. Here's Clinging Curse. Oh, it's instant. I never really read that part of the card. I should read these. You know, this seems like an auto-include for any dot-based Warlock. I went down to 3 of this. It is really hard to get rid of, and if the game ends up going quite long, it will do a lot of damage. But unless you have a Sash in play, it really is only ticking for 1, which means you're waiting a really long time. This means this thing is probably only going to deal between 4 and maybe 8 or 10 in a really long game. Which sounds like, hey, that's pretty good. This
Paying 3.
Dot triggers at the start.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'll take 1, and then you pick either this or the Dreadsteed. Gets -1 health. It's temporary, but maybe you have something that will work with it.
So if I had, let's say, 2 of these, which would make out to be -2 health, does that actually kill this card?
Yeah, as long as you put both triggers on the same guy.
Sure.
Yeah, so this card's certainly better in multiples, or better if you have other ways in play to deal incremental damage. There's another dot that actually just does 1 shadow damage or nature damage or something. I think it's the rogue one. You have to like hit them and apply the poison. That's the style. So it's harder to get in there, but it's the idea. I don't like him. Fungus Face McGillicuddy. When he's destroyed, you may destroy target ability. At the end of your turn, I'm going to complete this other Wanton Warlords. I'll flip it over and just tap. It's this one. I'll just tap 4 cards I control. Pretty sweet. Just pay 0, draw a card. Sounds good. Any deck that can play this reliably probably should. It's only 1 card, but it does a lot. Alright, Clinging Curse is going to trigger on your hero, dealing 2 unpreventable shadow. So, yeah, this extract is an awesome card, but I have the answer to it, making all my damage unpreventable. So it did its thing for a little while, prevented me from playing any dots early on. And you don't know what's in my hand, but certainly it's certainly done part of its job, I can tell you that. Alright, next up.
So hold on, how much damage was that?
2 total. I don't think we've drawn for turn yet. No. That's right. So now we can go up to 5 mana. Probably spend this turn shooting off his guy with Dreadsteed and then punching it with my hero to kill it, so he has nothing to trigger with it. It's not going to work out well for him. Then with our 5 mana, we can just cast Everlasting Affliction, end of turn haunt him, and then we should be on the way to winning pretty quickly. Alright, let's open up with resource in play, shoot that ally for 2 shadow. There you go. And then I'll just run into it with my hero for another 2, kill it off. He'll hit me back for 3.
So I can destroy the target ability.
Yeah, unfortunately, this ability's got untargetable, so...
Oh, are you serious? Okay.
If that was part of your whole plan, you want to... this is going to be a pretty critical turn. Do you want to kind of reverse things a little bit? I mean, obviously you don't know every card very well. It's totally fine. I mean, my turn's the same regardless.
Nah, dude, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's how I'll learn.
Alright.
But the idea was to try deal with this, basically, but I obviously didn't read the untargetable bit.
Yeah, this card only, for a 1 cost, being untargetable is kind of the only reason it's played. Alright, so I took my 3. Yeah, that works out. Then we're going to pay 3, cast Everlasting Affliction on you, which is a dot, and every time it deals 1 shadow damage. I also get to search for another copy, and then when both those copy deals damage, they will also put the other 2 copies into play. So that's kind of my win condition. And we'll just pass. Wondering if this is more sideboard material. Like, I really don't want it in my main deck most of the time, except versus exactly Silver Moon City. Like, I don't really care about Eye of the Storm that much.
Hero.
Yep. Opponent flipped his hero, so now whenever he deals 1 or more damage, she heals 1 from herself. Oh, hey, Golden. You can do this flip in response to this card's trigger. So basically, at the start of your turn, this card triggers and goes on the stack, which gives me a chance to respond to it. But you can actually respond to it yourself. So before this deals damage, you can flip your hero, and then you'll be able to heal this turn. If that's your play. I'm just trying to show you that is an option.
I didn't realise it was an option, but yeah, well, it makes sense. I mean, then again, I untapped at the start of the turn. Did I need points left over from the previous turn to do that?
No, it's like at the start of your new turn. So have you drawn yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay, well, it's supposed to be before that. I don't really care in this case. So basically, you'd want to make that decision before you drew, because this thing happens before you draw. But if you want to, that's a pretty cool play. You're welcome to do that.
Okay, I might as well. Let's try it.
Okay, so then yeah, what happens is now you deal. Well, you don't deal any extra damage, but you get to heal yourself for 1, and then I will take 1 from that dot. And then you get to pick a guy to give -1, either my 2/2 or the Dread. Got it. So he's given my guy -1 health this turn. Because at the start of his turn, this thing triggers, deals damage to my hero, and then it also basically poisons
throwing out a Broderick.
Poisons or plagues one of my guys, giving him -1 health just for the turn. Opponent played a Broderick. Into your turn, I'm going to cast Haunt. It's another dot. Let's move that over. A lot of dots coming down. Yeah, there's Haunt. And now we untap, do a lot of damage. Okay, so triggers. This is going to deal 3 to you. This will deal 2 more. And then this will deal 2 more as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and search for the other Everlasting Affliction out of the deck. Or one of them. We do shuffle. So let's just put the dots over there. And we'll put the other one down there. Should be at 1 counter. I just put 3 on accident because I was thinking of the damage. Okay, let's draw for turn. What do we get? Some stuff. Alright, do we want to draw now? We can draw now, do some shadow damage. Our opponent's going to die pretty quick. Or do we just... We could just place a quest, kill Broderick, and then burn him with Nightfall for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 1. So we can burn him for 8, put him down to 18. He'll have 12 health left. This will trigger, he'll heal 1, so he'll go down to 13 health left. Start of my turn, I'll deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll deal 9, and he has 13, so he'll have an extra 4 health. I don't see how to get around that, though. So, burning him still seems like the right play. It's going to end up taking a turn off the clock. Alright, let's place a resource. I was lucky enough to get a whole bunch of face-up resources, so I got a lot of Dreadsteed triggers this game. So I'll use that trigger to kill off Broderick, to shoot him for 2 shadow. And then I will use my hero to hit your hero for 2 melee damage. Yeah, okay,
So
so
did you put points on me or?
I did not
I
know.
already
It'd be
did.
2 total. I'm going to cast a big Nightfall for 7 plus 1, so it's going to deal 8. Plus 1 from this. And it's all unpreventable, so just straight up 8. And then I'll heal all the way up. Pass the turn.
Looks like this match is slipping away.
The cards lined up pretty well for me. A Dreadsteed you can't deal with, a whole bunch of Dreadsteed triggers, kill all your permanents, an Ashnar that your removal was just the wrong one. Like, this guy stayed in play, and I probably have done 8 damage so far off of him.
To be honest, I probably could have killed it sooner, but I thought I'd wait patiently because you haven't played off an ally in this deck. You've mainly played abilities.
Yeah, you never really know. I've been changing up this Affliction deck. Now it's got a couple allies, but not much, to the point where you probably don't want to play. Yeah, I mean, that'll kill off this one guy. If that's your only play, I think you're dead when you untap, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no, technically you heal. Also, you gotta trigger your dot. I forgot about that. So that's gonna heal you for 1, hit me for 1. Put you down to 19. So he's at 11, and I'll take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, so he's 2 away from lethal. Oh right, so casting Despair winner. So we will lose this guy.
Oh, so won't it take your Dreadsteed?
Yeah, I'll lose both. So I'll lose this guy, and I'll lose Dreadsteed. And then you get this back in your graveyard.
So, but hold on, let me understand this. Is the Dreadsteed actually doing damage to me?
The way the card reads is when you place a resource, your hero deals damage. So it's basically like my hero's riding this Dreadsteed, and whenever I place a resource, it's like my guy shadow bolting something. That's sort of the way they've
So
worded
in
it.
other words, it needs to go.
Yeah, Dreadsteed is hard to interact with, and it gives me lots of bonuses. It's a
I
little
think I'm
late
dead
though,
anyway.
but I don't know. If that's the best play you got, then it's probably going to be a hard game. But you might have something bigger. I will take 1 if you're attacking. Sure, you tap that guy. You're swinging for 1 because of the Broderick. Yep, makes sense. And then you get to heal 1 because your hero has the trigger whenever you deal damage.
I'm pretty much dead here now anyway.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So take 9 unpreventable, and then I get to search for 2 more copies. And that counter goes up. Draw for turn. Alright, it's a dude. Okay.
To find 3.
This play won't matter, but I'm just doing it just to shove it. Here's a Dreadsteed. Just kidding. I have nothing to trigger it, so I'll just kill you. I'll pay 4 and do Nightfall for. It's gonna deal 5 to you, unpreventable. Just kill you off.
GG.
GG, man.
The only thing I could do at the end was, I mean, I was waiting for you to play an ally. I could have changed his ice, picked another dot, and that might have given me some heals. Or the other thing I could have done was throw out another one of these. And that might have given me another round, but I don't think it would have made a big difference, to be honest.
I think this is probably just a bad matchup for your deck. Death Knight's weakest part of their class is that they cannot deal with ongoing abilities. They have to rely on, like, old Fungus Face over here. And in this case, he came down at a weird time. He's always kind of awkward to use. The only thing that was in play was untargetable. It's just kind of how it played out. So you had some ally removal. What's this last card? Oh yeah, you had 2 Despairs, 2 Chains of Ice. That was your hand. That's it's great versus a creature deck, not so great versus an ability deck. So you had basically 4 removal spells, double Bloodworm threats, the 1 Plague Strike. Oh wow, that was what you drew? What a brutal game. You drew 4 Chains of Ice and a Frozen Core. So you drew
Mm-hmm.
5 single target removal and 2 board wipes.
So what I could have done was just actually play those on your same card that before I destroyed it and just kept on getting dots. That might have saved me.
Yeah, you didn't really draw actual quests, so your hand was totally running out. I mean, I drew actual 7 face-up resources, so you weren't going to keep up with my card advantage, and you don't have answers to my abilities. Yeah, I mean, that game was just, the way it was drawn up was probably not going to win. So that's a good game then.